I'm Andrea with Joe & Sons Olive Oils, and today we're going to be making twice baked sweet potatoes. These are wonderful to have around the holidays or just any time of year. Thank you for joining me today at the table. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So what I've got here is I've already gone ahead and just baked up my sweet potatoes. So I've put them in foil and put them in the oven. And I just wanted to give you a little tip, because this is what's happened to me, is I put them directly on the oven rack, and I had the fold on one of them facing down. Well, these get kind of juicy when you bake them in the oven, and some of those juices drip down into the bottom of the oven and got a little burnt smelling. So just a little tip there to either put a tray underneath them or to make sure you put them with the seam side up so that they won't drip down. So I've got some here that I've already halved. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this out of the foil. And it's real simple. I'm just gonna take my knife, but you see how they get all nice and juicy? They're nice and tender, so I'm just gonna cut it in half with my knife. And then we're simply just going to remove some of that flesh. Now, not all of it. We're gonna leave a little bit so that the walls of the sweet potato won't collapse. So I'm just gonna kind of score a little bit here so that and then start removing that flesh. And we're going to scoop it out and put it right into our mixer. And this is going to be topped with a wonderful nut crumb or nut topping. So we're going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar to that. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've removed the flesh and gone ahead and put it in our mixer. I'm just gonna add a little bit of softened cream cheese to it. A pinch of salt. And we're gonna add a little bit of brown sugar. You can use as much as you'd like. I like mine. I don't like my sweet potatoes too sweet. When I was a kid, I used to love it with all the brown sugar and the marshmallows on it. But the older I'm getting, I don't like it real sweet. But it is nice with just a touch of sweetness. And then here I have some pumpkin pie spice. What I like about this is it's already got the cinnamon, the cloves, the nutmeg, and everything all mixed in. So we're just gonna put a little bit in there. And now we're just gonna go ahead and whirl it up. And to that, I'm slowly going to drizzle in a little bit of blood orange olive oil from Joe & Sons Olive Oils. So this is going to replace the butter in your recipe that most people would normally use around the holiday season. So you get this wonderful flavor, but then you get the added benefits of the heart health. I'm also going to add our Joe & Sons Olive Oils Cinnamon Pear Balsamic. You could also use the maple balsamic, which we have that's seasonal. And you could even use red apple if you wanted to. So you've got a couple of options there if you don't have the cinnamon pear at home. So I'm just gonna turn this up just a little bit. All right, there we have it. Now we're just gonna go ahead and scoop it back in there. Okay, so we've got our nice mixture. We're going to put it back in our little shells. And after we do this, we're going to go ahead and make our nut topping. We're going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar to it. That's going to give it some added sweetness. And when you put them back in the oven for the second baking, hence the twice baked sweet potatoes, we're gonna go ahead and those nuts are get nice and toasty. All right, so we've got them all filled up here. So here I'm just gonna add a little bit of brown sugar, just a tiny little bit. Some more of that balsamic vinegar. It'll act as the glue to kind of make that brown sugar stick to it. And I'm going to add just a little more of our pumpkin pie spice. And a pinch of salt. Ooh, this looks good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and top our sweet potatoes with just a little bit of this nut crumb. And we'll put them back in the oven at 350 degrees till the nuts are toasty and everything is fully warmed through. And voila. So we put our twice baked sweet potatoes with blood orange olive oil and cinnamon pear balsamic in the oven just to warm through and toast those the pecans that we put together. And now it's time to try it. So these are delicious. Now, one of the things that you can do is if you don't want to go through the trouble of making it a twice baked potato, you can certainly make this as a casserole. So just take that flesh out, use the same technique, and top it with these balsamic pecans. Delicious. That blood orange is amazing with the sweet potatoes. It's fantastic. Really brings out the nutmeg and the cinnamon. Oh, just perfect for the holiday season. I'm Andrea with Joe & Sons Olive Oils, and thank you for joining me at the table. For this recipe and others like this, check out our website at joeandsonsoliveoils.com.